One of the main goals of this channel is to let you know about a bunch of awesome games for the Nintendo Switch. Often it's through my reviews, lists, and of course, deal videos. One thing I haven't dived into is the free stuff. The free games that are available on the Switch. Yes, you can play a wide variety of games on your Switch and be able to play for absolutely free. Nothing is better than the price of $0. So hang on, make sure to subscribe to the channel as we dive into the free side of the Nintendo Switch eShop. So this is going to be a little bit different from my other videos of this style that I normally have on the channel. The reason for that is there's just a ton of free games on the eShop. Over 70 easy, and that's a lot. So while I'm going to focus on many of the better games that I can, I'm going to be a little bit broader on these games than in previous videos so I can fit everything in that I want to talk about. The whole purpose of this video is just to let you know about the many awesome ways to game for free on the Switch. With that said, let's kick off with Nintendo's free games on the eShop. Yep, Nintendo has free stuff. Free to play games. A lot of them are Pokemon related. I'm sure you've heard by now of Pokemon Unite, the MOBA game that launched last fall on the Switch. Since the launch, it's received a ton of updates, a bunch of brand new characters, almost weekly at times. Admittedly, I haven't put a lot of hours into it. I think it's like 40 or 50 or so, which, compared to other people who play MOBA games, that's a drop in the bucket. But what I've played so far, I've had fun with it. If you like Pokemon games, and you like MOBA games, it's worth checking out. There's Pokemon Quest as well, which I think some have forgotten about. But it's an action-adventure where you befriend Pokemon to go on adventures, to retrieve items, to be able to befriend more Pokemon. Unlike many games on this list, there's actually an end to this game. There's actually a, story in this game. It's got a lot of RPG elements, and can be played completely via touchscreen if you wish. It's fun, it's not the most complex game, but it's still pretty fun. Oh, and there's Pokemon Cafe Remix. That's a puzzle game. This one I haven't played, but it seems like people really like it, and is getting updates all the time too. Might be worth checking out if you like puzzle games. Beyond the Pokemon stuff, there's also a Kirby game. Super Kirby Class is pretty darn good fun, and one that you can play in multiplayer with friends. It's all about battling famous mini-bosses and bosses from the Kirby series, while completing challenges and improving your equipment. You like Kirby? This is one I really recommend downloading and giving it a go. And we got to mention Jump Rope Challenge 2. It's an entirely free minigame where you use the Joy-Cons and jump to get some exercise. Hey, it's free. Didn't say you have to get it. Of course, there's the heavy hitters, the big well-known free-to-play games. Many of them are on the Switch. Let's get it out of the way. Fortnite is there. Fortnite is a massively popular game, and it's nice that you can play it on the Switch. There's Apex Legends 2, another big shooter on the Switch, and another one is Rogue Company. These are ones that are going to be played best on other consoles, and of course the PC, and glorious 4K and all that. If you want to be on the go and want to game with some buddies, it's a perfectly good option to play it on the Switch. Shooters not your thing? That's cool, got you covered. There's Rocket League, the soccer-like game with cars that's been popular for years. The Switch version is alright. There's action games like Dauntless. If you like Monster Hunter, you might want to check this one out. It's very similar in a lot of ways. Then there's the fighting game Brawlhalla, that's still going strong and easily accessible on the Switch. MMORPG DC Universe Online is still on the console too. It's one of the first free-to-play games on the Switch. And then there's MOBAs too. I already touched on Pokemon Unite, but Smite is on the Switch. One of the better-known MOBAs not called League of Legends. It's quite popular on the platform. Paladins isn't entirely a MOBA, but it shares a lot of those elements. It's more of a team-based shooter. Oh, and you can't forget about Warframe, which is fantastic on the system. It might be arguably the best of the major free-to-play names on the Switch. Looks great, and there's so much content your head will spin. Asphalt 9 Legends is my free-to-play game of choice on the platform, and unlike many free-to-play games that tend to be action games, shooters, or MOBAs, or puzzle games, this one is a racing game. This is the only free-to-play racing game that I can think of on the Switch, or at least the only one that's worth playing. It shares a lot of elements with the Burnout games, and has, much like Warframe, so much content it's just absolutely bonkers. You've heard me talk about this game so many times before, but Long story short, I think it's one worth playing if you love arcade racing games. That's quite a lot of games so far, a lot of the big ones. Like I said near the beginning of this video, there are so many free-to-play games. Let's dive a little deeper. Super Bomberman R Online is a battle royale game based around the Bomberman franchise. It is a modified version of the Super Bomberman multiplayer, and this one allows up to 64 people to play at a time. It gets super crazy. There's plenty of costumes to unlock and a lot of fun you can have with this if you really love Bomberman games. If you like Splatoon, check out Ninjala. It's very Splatoon-like in that it's very zany, colorful, and has that team-based gameplay. I've always had fun when I play it for a few rounds. It's also exclusive to the Switch, which makes it one of the few free-to-play games that can only be played on the console and nowhere else, not even on mobile. If you like card games, check out Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. It just got released not too long ago. There's single player and of course lots of multiplayer options in this one. Card games not your thing? Then check out a traditional fighting game. Check out Fighting EX Layer Another Dash, which is a pretty easy to pick up and play one-on-one fighter. There's some paid options for it of course, but with the free download, you get access to a couple of characters to play around with. I'd be committing a crime by excluding Deltarune Chapter 1 and 2, which is entirely free. There's plans to add paid chapters later, but if you like Undertale, and you've not played this yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Play it already. And that is a ton of games entirely free that you don't need to spend a cent to get access to and play today. In fact, you don't need Nintendo Switch Online to play any of these free-to-play games. That said, if you do have Nintendo Switch Online, you do get access to a few more quote-unquote free games. And what I mean by that is these aren't entirely free, as you do need NSO to get it. But if you're already paying to play online, you might as well give these a go. Tetris 99 is one you should definitely play if you have NSO. It's a Tetris Battle Royale game. It's fantastic and usually has some sort of event every couple of months where you can hop in and unlock new themes. Pac-Man 99 is the other one, a battle royale theme centered around classic Pac-Man. I don't think this is as nearly as good as Tetris 99, but it's still good fun. Both have paid DLC that you can get to expand on each game's content. There's the NES and SNES apps, which if you haven't downloaded and have the Nintendo Switch Online service, you need to rectify that. A lot of people seem to pass this over, and they are just making a big mistake. There's an absolute massive amount of games for both apps you get access to. Not every game in each set is a winner, but there's a great amount of legendary titles that you get access to that is absolutely worth playing, especially on the SNES side. Finally, there's one more thing you shouldn't forget about. That's demos. There's hundreds of free demos on the eShop, and some are surprisingly lengthy. A lot of the RPG ones, like Dragon Quest XI, feature a lot of content in their demo, and often carry over progress to the main game. This is one thing I feel like a lot of Switch owners forget to check. Make it a point to check out the eShop regularly for new demos. You get access to some free game stuff for a bit, but more importantly, you might discover a game that you might want to add to your gaming wish list to get. Again, make sure you're checking out these demos. You're dropping the ball if you're just not doing that. There you go. That's a pretty lengthy list of free game stuff on the eShop to check out. Of course, there's lots more. Again, the whole purpose here is just to let you know about the many ways to game on the Switch without spending a cent, and hopefully this has guided you on that path. Anyway, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. It lets me know that you want to see more videos like this. And if you're not yet a subscriber, then make sure to slap that subscribe and bell buttons so you never miss a single video. For those looking to save more money on the eShop, there's plenty of videos on the channel, but I do highly encourage you to check out the eShop Deals playlist, as there's usually at least one video that gets added to that every single week. That's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.